Hassan in Slough. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Good to have you on.
Hassan. Good, thank you. You'll remember me. We do know each other. You were a year below me at the LBC, and like yourself, I did stand for Parliament in 2005.
Indeed. So what do you make of this, Hassan?
Well, I think you mentioned that Labour are getting desperate. Labour are starting to get serious now about the election. I think they've always been serious, and it was taken as read that they would win the next election. Now, as myself, a veteran Tory, you'll remember the 1997 fiasco when we lost the election. And under Boris Johnson, I was frankly thinking that we would be annihilated at the next election and be in political oblivion. But since Rishi Sunak, who I did vote for last year, since Rishi Sunak's tenure the last few months, he has actually made some inroads with some of the concrete policies. And I think Labour's reaction is that nervousness, as one of your texters said. So rather than thinking they're getting serious, it's the other way around. They're getting nervous about Tories who could possibly win the next election. And it's something I've actually come to realise only very recently because of what Rishi Sunak is doing. So I'm starting to become optimistic. Victory is still on the horizon. We're not there yet, but I think Labour are starting to get nervous.
Well, Hassan, look, all I'd say is I think it's a really tall order for the Tories to win. I agree with you that after the complete shambles of the Boris Johnson and the Liz Truss, I mean, what can we say about Liz Truss? 49 days and crashed the economy. I mean, what a disgrace.
Yeah.
After that, I mean, Rishi Sunak, just by his sheer hard work, diligence, competence, is a breath of fresh air. Can he turn around a ship that's got a massive great crater in the bottom of it that's hit an iceberg? I'm not convinced he can, but I do think your point is interesting about Labour potentially being nervous. If you look at the polls, they still have a decent lead of anywhere between 15 and 20 points. But the one thing that's very interesting is that when you look at Sunak and Starmer head-to-head on who would make the best Prime Minister, they're neck and neck at the moment. And that is what I think has got Labour spooked. But regardless of whether they're spooked or not, Hassan, is it in any way, I mean, doesn't it show that they are actually serious about winning?
I doubt it. I mean, they're serious about not losing. Let's put it that way. They're serious about not losing. And I hear what you say, that it is a tall order to think at this point in time that Tories could win the election. And that's why I say I see victory only in the horizon, and we still have to get there. But for the first time since Boris Johnson and sorry, I've forgot her name now. The other Prime Minister.
Don't move on swiftly, Liz Truss, but I'm not surprised you've forgotten.
Best left unsaid. Yes, it made an impression. But for the first time, I'm actually thinking that we are within striking distance of victory. We've still got some work to do.
Interesting. But, Well, Hassan, I don't think the Tories are going to win at the moment on this trajectory, but it may very well be closer than we think. Thank you very much for your call.